something about something about the song makes me just want to work out.
Do you know who that is?
Who?
Pachelbel.
Pachelbel.
Cody Brown. It's also royalty-free, guys.
I was going to say
royalty-free music. It is. It's part of the royalty-free music club. Check it out.
Good to know. I mean, save that.
It's also the song that I walked down the aisle to. It's all about love today on Love to Hate Everything.
I walked down the aisle to Send in the Clowns, which is a song about a breakup.
Awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but maybe not because you know me. I just deleted photos on my phone of your wedding day.
Why did you have them on there?
Because when I was doing that face swap thing to see what our children would look like, I was trying to find pictures of you and you weren't answering in the text. So I was forced to go to your old MySpace page. And I had pictures of you and your wedding day. There's a great picture of you and Don. You and your dad.
He doesn't like that picture.
Why? He's actually looking right in the camera and you're looking straight ahead.
Well, I don't know.
When you were doing that,
I was at work. I'm very busy when I'm at work, Jody. I can't focus.
Fine. Well, it was very important. Don't you want to see what our kids are going to look like? By the way, they're hideous.
They're busted.
I mean, that teenage son... He's going to be living at home for a long, long time.
And the girl has a real wonky eye. Because we both have a wonky eye. So it's like face swap.
That was a face morph. That wasn't our daughter. That was if we morphed. We looked like a busted Idina Menzel with one full cross eye. One full cross eye and the other one was straight.
Whew. Well,
thank goodness we can't have kids together, huh?
Yeah.
But some of our couples will, maybe. Right? On Love is Blind, 90 Day Fiance.
It was like the two couples that I would have said, these are the two that I think should definitely not get married. Those are the only two that did.
Well, do you want to jump into Love is Blind or do you have any updates before we dive into today's episode?
We're talking about 90 Day Fiance and Love is Blind, right?
Yep.
Let's talk about Love is Blind, bitches.
All right, let's get in. All right, well, we left off last week with Danielle and Nick at the altar, and he is...
was a little hot.
Oh, my God. The amount of swamp ass, can you even imagine? And she was in long sleeves.
Yeah.
Dry as the day is long. I don't know how she had no bead of sweat, nothing.
No, she's fine. She's chilling.
I still don't have good feelings about this guy.
No, I think that he is controlling and gay.
Yes. I can see that because I felt that earlier on when they were on their honeymoon. I just really think, he doesn't look at her as an equal. You can see that he's looking at her as damaged. She's got some issues. Yeah, that's how he looks.
Okay, what's she gonna be? What's she gonna pick a fight about next?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to help her get through some of these issues she has.
Was his mom at the wedding, by the way?
Yes, because I remember what she was wearing.
Okay.
It was I just remember the top of it, and she had lots of black and
she's in mourning.
Swarovski crystal, but it was in almost studded form. She definitely got it at a Catherine's or a dress barn. Because she's not the type of gal that wears a lot of dresses.
Oh, no.
So she just kind of went in there and was like, "It's black, it works."
I don't know how much she's really a type of gal. In the first place.
Period.
Yeah. ...
Whew. Yeah, I don't see a long-term future with them. But I think she's going to stick with it for a while.
I think they both are, and I think they're both stubborn.
Yeah, I think he's just going to wear her down and make her think she's the one that's got to get over shit. It's her problem, not mine.
I think it's going to be very much like a Gianni and Snooki situation where he's going to just suck all of the fun out of her.
Yeah.
And he's going to make her grow up.
Yeah, Danielle did have issues, obviously. We've seen that. But I think a lot of that is being on camera and you don't know how this person feels about you. So you don't want to come across as needy and annoying. And the more you try to say, I'm not that way, the more it sounds you're that way.
Yep.
But I don't like these two together. I'm interested to see. I wonder if there already are updates or anything.
I don't think they're allowed to do that probably till after. Well, season 1 had the reunion, and then they had like 3 follow-up episodes.
Okay. Who was the next couple after that? Was it Deep D and Shake?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was, okay, first of all, I just have to say, she is the most stunning bride. I think she was the most beautiful out of any of the brides by far. Like, took my breath away. Gorgeous.
I wish I could get away with dressing like that, but obviously
oh my God, I know.
But like,
it was like the color of it was like this, it wasn't pure white. It was almost like a blushy beige white. Oh my God, she looked so amazing.
And then just being able to wear like that, the jewel on
her
head,
that headpiece.
And then the necklace was gorgeous.
And wear the veil. And she had, normally I'm not a big dark lipstick person, but she had this darker lipstick on that looked, it just like offset everything that was really light colored. Oh my God.
I think at my next wedding, I'm definitely going to wear something that reveals my stomach.
Oh. I mean, my eyes were only on her stomach for a good half.
She has like abs. Like, she
second.
definitely did like 100 crunchies right before she went out.
Oh, I mean, I just wish I could wear anything like that on purpose.
Short,
like I purposely want that look.
Like it's meant to be that short.
Exactly. That's actually like what's happening underneath my clothes on accident that no one sees. Okay, so I'm watching this, and the way he's talking and the way his friends are talking, I'm like, oh.
Well, the whole season has been like him, like his side of the story. We haven't really gotten a lot of
Right. I mean, we definitely know where he stood. He's not attracted to her at all. It's just that one thing. It's just like, ugh. If she could just look different, it would be great. And then as soon as he got up at the altar, I think I even said out loud to myself, I'm like, oh, he's going to say yes. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, he sees it now. Like, God, I was just being stupid.
Walking down the aisle at you and not want to marry. I wanted to marry her. I would have said
oh, my God, I know. And I think he was taken back. Like, I think he truly did think, holy shit, she looks beautiful right now.
Yeah. And did they fuck last episode? Or we never know? Because they went and they got those massages. Okay.
Yeah, and I think they were like kissing, but I don't think we ever knew if they did or not.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, he's in it, like the moment, the like awesome drummer, and they're all, I mean, the flowers, everything's beautiful. So I thought for sure.
Yeah.
He was going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to say yes here. But then she goes first.
Yeah, and it's the fact that we've been following him all season, waffling back and forth. And I guess I'm thinking back and I'm like, I guess we never really did hear from Deep D a lot on her opinion on it. Which was a good editing trick where it's like, oh yeah. Because I think we all were just led to believe she was fine, like she was into it. But she could see.
Yeah, we never really got her we got her opinion of him, but she mainly talked about, I'm not sure how he feels about me.
Yeah.
But like, she wasn't ever like, oh, I'm sold. He's perfect. Yeah, it was more about her wondering where he stands with her. So then when she's like, no, I don't say yes. I'm saying no. I'm saying yes to myself. I then she said something like, not like I don't want you to settle, but like I want someone who's going to value all of me. Along those lines, I was like, oh yeah, she definitely, like, word got back to her what he's been saying.
Yeah, she's been
and she was waiting
on this. Yeah.
She could not. I mean, yeah, she was savoring that. Yeah, you know what? You're not attracted to me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want you either. And he was shocked.
Yeah.
I truly think he was.
And he was so awkward. Like, just walk off. You don't need to, like, be like, it's a celebration.
He's that kind of guy. Like, he can't make it look like he's disappointed. He's like, yeah, I'm totally going to make that happen. Like, we're friends, you guys. We're going to celebrate. And everyone, crickets. Crickets.
They're the only couple that didn't talk to each other afterward either, because she was over it.
Because she knew.
Mom is just, her mom looks like an Indian Stephanie J. Block, by the way. It's like a Broadway actress. But her mom, like, was crying, and she's like, I'm fine. It's like, you don't have to cry. I'm all good.
I mean, listen, to hear someone say that about you, that helps you get over them pretty quickly.
Yeah, sure, true. And then she even says to the camera, like, right at the end of her segment, he's going to realize one day, like, what he lost, and I'm not going to be there. And I love that she knows that. That takes so much maturity to be able to say that.
Well, and now we have to think about who told her that. So who knows?
Well, he told everyone. He told the fucking guy who's bagging his groceries. I'm sure.
He told Nick.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure he told Shane, which means they absolutely told Danielle and Natalie. So it's not only did she hear it from one person, but from two different people that's what he's been talking about.
Also, if I was Deep D's producer, I almost would just show her because I would like her so much that I'd be like, you can't do this.
I know. Yeah. You cannot. He definitely would have said yes. If she said yes, he would have said yes too. Because he can't look like the bad guy. He's that guy that like, he's not going to have his family and his friends think that he's a jerk like he is.
And if they got married, I think it probably would have worked out. Like they would have made it work. Like it would have been
for
fine.
A while. And then she would have seen that and been like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I don't think you can ever get past that.
Though. I was shocked.
We know you can't get past that because look at Cody and Christine on Sister Wives.
The nachos.
When you say my first impression, when we got married, I wasn't attracted to her.
It stopped their courting. They stopped courting for a year because of that. Because
his tummy was sour.
I had a sore tummy because I drank all this soda pop.
God, and she was so beautiful too.
Who, Christine or Deep D?
Oh, Deep D.
Yeah, Christine was not beautiful at her wedding.
And the way Shake just kept talking about it, shows you that he was so caught off guard.
Oh yeah, he was shocked. I'm surprised he didn't say, well, I was going to say no too. Like, I'm surprised he didn't say that.
Well, he said something like, well, I'm glad she said no first because like I didn't want to be the first one to say no.
Yeah, I guess he did say that. Okay.
But I have reservations at Nobu on Sunday, so like we're all good. Okay, you fucking douche. I hate him so much.
I don't hate him.
Did you see his mom?
No, what do you mean?
When she was walking down the aisle, they showed her mom and then they showed his mom, and his mom was looking at him like,
like you did,
like this. Disappointed. Yeah, because remember she liked her, and she said she deserves better than you.
Oh, true. Yeah, and she says right on the altar, I need someone who actually knows that they are attracted to me.
And I'm sure his family was like, you fucked this up. This awesome, gorgeous woman.
They're bringing this up at every Thanksgiving for the rest of his life.
And God help the next white girl that he brings home, because he said, I really like little, tiny, blonde white girls.
Well, God help
that could be the sweetest girl. True. I'm just saying, like, in general, they said, like, they were
it's not gonna
happy to be sharing cultures like that. That's the only reason I'm saying that. Here we go. I'm going to be racist against white people again. But,
you're fine. You're fine.
But, I mean, they're going to be super skeptical because they're going to be comparing, like, well, he could have had that, and now he's got this one. Even though she could be a perfectly nice girl, but knowing his type, we'll see. But he got karma.
Do you think he's going to be, like, texting her at, like, 2:30 in the morning? He'll send her a...
No.
An unhinged message?
No, because his ego is way too big. He would never.
Yeah.
He's going to be using this as like his 15 minutes of fame. He's going to be in the club doing his DJ thing, trying to pick up girls left and right. He'll be posting about it on Instagram. I mean, obviously, because he's that guy.
I'm excited for the reunion, though.
Oh, yeah. March 4th. So next Friday. Yeah. Can't wait for that. Okay, so then we had, was it Sal and Mallory after that? Or was it Natalie and Shane? No, it was
Natalie and Shane. And this was another one where I was like, holy fuck. I listened to Reality Gaze. I've listened to all of their recaps about this. And this is the one that they were like the most set on. Like, this is the two that are going to work. Like, they
really
together. Yeah, I disagree with them on a lot of stuff, but I still love their commentary.
Yeah, you and I were like, they got nothing in common.
And he looks like Gary Busey. And he's a little bit unhinged.
Kind of acts. I mean...
Whoa. And I mean, the best thing that happened to this girl was them getting in that fight last night. Because she would have said yes. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, and just... It's interesting when you do see a couple like this that is always acting like they're perfect and in love. And then afterward, her saying things like, no, but there were too many problems. And just knowing, like, just no couple, you never know what's going on back there.
I don't think it ever got deep with them. They just never, I don't think they ever really went deep.
I think it sounds like low key they were trying to it was indicated that he might have a drinking problem, right? Because like that's what the fight started with, her saying maybe you drank a little bit too much, and then it turned into him saying I hate you and you're the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
So I think.
Well, I was gonna say I think he convinced himself like he wants to be that person that's in love and totally like there for each other, but he's not really feeling that way about her, but he's convinced himself
also,
because
like,
he's
too. Like I don't like her, but I was proud of her. I'm always proud when a woman can walk away because it's hard to do that. This is hard.
And maybe she kind of dumbed herself down for him a little bit, because there are times when she had been talking away from him where I was like, oh, she seems like she's got her shit together. Right. Like when she was talking about her budgeting, and then when she was around him, she was very high school crush. It was just like, oh, God, why are you acting like you're 17?
Said if we hadn't gotten in that fight last night, I absolutely was 100% going to say yes. But then, I mean, again, best thing that happened to her. I think
she's more caught up on how he looks, though. I think he's in her mind, he's out of her league.
Ew, he is. I could never get over.
I said in her mind, in her mind,
right.
He's out of her league. So I think that is what kind of overshadowed everything else. And like I said last week, I think he really needs some ADHD meds if he's not on them, because he clearly has some, in my eyes, allegedly, some impulsivity issues.
Yeah, definitely.
And some attention issues. So I think he's self-medicating, and maybe a really good psychiatrist who could get him on some stabilizing medication might be kind of good.
Yeah,
because when he loses his temper, like when he couldn't hit the ball at the bachelor party,
that really wasn't. I think that was an important thing for us to see. Because
when he was pacing, and he's like the producer, he's like, "What else you want? What else you want me to say, man?"
It's like, you're on a show, buddy.
Right, right.
I think it's important I feel like you shouldn't marry someone unless you've been in a fight with them. Because I think that's the most important thing you can see.
Have to.
You have to see how that person is when they fight with you.
What did I tell you last week? That someone had told me, never marry someone that you wouldn't want to divorce.
Yeah.
Again, not that you would want to divorce anyone, but if you see that ugly side, like you wouldn't want to divorce Shane. Like, you know, he's going to go really mean and really dirty and say, I hate you. Where like maybe a Sal.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if things don't work out, I don't think he's going to say he hates me and like key my car and slash my tires, where, Shane would.
Yeah, I think it's so important to see how you need to be able to fight with each other. You have to be
and
able
not
to
go
fight.
for the, what did he say? I hate you in my life.
You're the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Okay, no, you can't.
I mean, he didn't call her fat. I mean, that's the worst thing you can say, but that's maybe second.
I mean, of course, Dave and I have gotten in fights, and we've never said anything like, you're the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, you don't take deep cuts. You don't.
I hate you. I don't think we've ever said that.
I mean, Bacon Fingers said all that stuff. He called me fat to my face. Bacon Fingers did. Would call me fat often.
Who is like easily 2.5 times your size. Okay, great.
Easily. But I mean, Brad and Chris both we got in big fights, but there was never low blows taken. And that's why we're all still friends like to this day.
I want to say I might have read something that they don't follow each other on Instagram, because people were trying to figure out like, oh, who's still together. That wouldn't surprise me. Shane just seems real I don't know. Yeah, in need of, I don't know.
God, can you imagine if Shayna is more kind of his match, because they could fight like that with each other.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they both say that. I hate
you. They're that crazy couple that would probably fight all the fucking time.
Like in front of people. Like they'd be comfortable fighting in front of their friends.
Yes, screaming and yelling, but that like fuels their love in a twisted, sick love kind of way.
Because I just rewatched
it's a turn on.
Cult. I'm sorry.
No. Stop it. No.
I'm trying to not interrupt you.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You're done with your sentence? Okay. I just rewatched Colt and Larissa 90 Day Journey. So fucking good. Colton, I think, is one of the best 90-day journeys out there. I mean, he sucks. But, like, where they go and meet his friends that have never met her before, and him and her instantly just start screaming at each other, and their friends are like, oh, okay. They're just so uncomfortable.
That's his cousins. I think it's his cousin and his cousin's wife
no,
or something.
No. Well, that's also true. His cousin who wears his, like, work polo to their wedding. No, they go and meet, like, his friends, and, like, the girl has, like, curly hair. And they're both just like, what the fuck?
Going on.
I love it.
Anyway, yeah, Shane.
But that would be Shane and Shayna. It would be them screaming at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane's just got an addictive personality. So I think he got addicted to who he thought Natalie was and who they were as a couple. And then, yikes.
Do you
Hi.
think
I'm sorry, were my eyes going wonky?
No, I was just raising my hand to talk.
I thought you were, like, over here. Good.
Do you think Shane is going to be at the reunion?
Ooh, if they're smart, actually, they would bring her back on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real shitty move, but I'd be shocked, actually, if they didn't.
They're definitely going to hook up, dude.
Oh, my God.
Because if I were Shane, I would call Shayna. Like, for damage control. I would just be like, I'd be so mad.
And to get back at Natalie.
Yeah.
To show up with Shayna. Although, I mean, ooh, God. I don't think he could take her long term.
So he's standing on the, Natalie walks in. That's the worst part, is that the bride has to walk to the aisle.
Oh, I know. They're so mean.
Bad.
So mean.
Okay, so in the first season, there's a couple that this happens to. Like, she says yes and he says no. And so she, like, runs out, and, like, she's trying to get away from the camera, and she takes off her heels, and she's, like, kind of walking through, like, the grass. And she slips and
Stop
falls
it.
on her
I was going to say,
ass.
don't tell.
And so then when she gets back up, there's, like, a wet grass stain right on her white dress, right on her ass. And she's so embarrassed. She's like, fuck this! It's so bad.
Oh my God, that is so something that would happen to me.
Oh,
my God. Oh, God.
Like,
I'm going to have to go watch it now.
You should watch the first season. It's really good. But if I, like, had to say no, and then I had to do that walk down the aisle, I'd be like, left foot, right foot, heel toe, heel toe.
You'd be like, you shoot me from the side and get me from the side. I'll fucking kill you. I'm not sucking in right now if you don't even try it. Yeah.
God. So he's standing on the grass, and he's like, what the fuck? She thinks she's gonna get away with this, and I'm just gonna go running back to her? I don't want to talk about it, bro. Bro. He keeps calling his producer bro. The producer's like, hey, sorry, you signed up for this. We're filming. This is what the whole show is about. We're not turning off the camera.
Oh my God. Oh, you're upset? I think she might be a little bit more upset than you, since she said yes and you said no. God.
And she says, like, I'm sorry, and I want to, like, the door's still open. He's like, whatever.
Oh, wait. He said no or she said no in that case?
What? She said no.
Are you talking about the couple that slipped? Or are you now talking about...
Oh, no, now I'm talking about Shane and Natalie.
Oh, okay.
Shane was the one on the grass that was like, I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
The other couple, they end up back together for 3 years.
Sal and Mallory?
No, the couple with the grass stain from season 1.
Oh, okay.
They get back together, and then on one of the reunions, he, like, starts dating some other girl from... what's that Netflix show? Too Hot to Handle. And he brings her to the reunion and just, like, springs it on this girl. And then she breaks up with him.
You piece of shit.
Men suck.
Yeah, they do. Okay, so Sal and Mallory.
Yeah. Mallory didn't look that good, I don't think.
I was just going to say, I was very underwhelmed by her dress.
Yeah.
Same with Natalie's.
Yeah.
Natalie's at least had a little something. I get, like, I actually think very simple wedding dresses are very pretty. They can be elegant. But Mallory's was just kind of, And I think maybe because, okay, so this is just me. If I kind of knew going into it, this isn't going to be my wedding, like, this isn't going to be the one, I might not want to get, like, an amazing dress because I want to save that for the actual wedding that I want to have. So maybe that's why she went with something that was just kind of,
well, I wonder, I wish that they made the people say what they were going to say. Like, because you...
Wait, what do you mean?
Because in these
like
cases,
the other person?
Yeah, you don't get to hear.
Yeah.
Or the way they should do it is Walter, stop. They should interview them and know who's going to say yes or no, and then make the person who's going to say no go second. That's how they did it on the first season.
They probably do that on here, don't you think?
Well, I was proud of Sal.
They have to know what they're going to say going in, because they have to know where to put the camera people for the girl leaving, and they got to know.
Yeah. I was really disappointed Sal didn't pull out his ukulele, though, for the vows.
I was actually thrilled, because when they were showing him being like, she's prettier than Beyonce, I said to myself, God, please don't have him sing again. I cannot.
His roommate walks in with his Hawaiian shirt on.
Oh, don't you think after a time she'd be like, yeah, no, I know let's do something romantic for Valentine's Day, but you don't need to write a song.
Don't sing.
When you do it every fucking time, now it's not special.
It's
just the default.
I would snip the guitar strings in the middle of the night and be like, oh, what happened?
Oh my God, I tripped. Shoot. I was carrying a box cutter and it accidentally cut all your strings.
Sorry. Damn it. I wanted to hear you sing so bad.
Oh, it's sweet. But the fact that we've heard him sing how many times?
But I was proud of him. I mean, he's not he's annoying, and I would never be able to date someone that sings to me, but he's not a bad guy. Like, he's a good guy. And
I think he's too nice, to be honest.
That's why I'm impressed with him, that he said no, because she was not into him.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised what he said at the end, when he said, when I was looking at her and I was holding her hands, I just didn't feel everything that was supposed to be there, or something like that. And I kind of see where he's coming from, because if you look at all the time that they spent together, it always seemed like he was the one
working.
Yeah, like he was the one singing to her. Yeah. He was the one setting things up. He was the one with the rose petals. He was always doing that, and like she never.
Yeah, there was a power dynamic.
She would cry.
She knew.
And be like, "Oh, thanks." Yeah, but she was never.
She never
initiating.
Did anything for him,
yeah. So. I see that, and I don't.
But
I think he kind of wants.
She seemed pretty fine with it. She was like, "It's okay, it's good, it's cute."
I think she thought he was gonna say yes, though.
Sure, but then later, she's like, "So," he's like, "Yes, I just want us to be in each other's lives," and she's like, "Oh, like get back together?" And he's like, "No." But then he says, like, maybe we should go on a date. I didn't understand what that meant.
Well, I think he means like away from the cameras. Like, let's just date each other maybe and just see if there's something naturally there.
Sure.
And again, it's hard for us to see if they're really opening up, because we're not there when they're, pillow talk at night and all that kind of stuff. But she always did seem like a little held back or a little reserved.
Yeah, there's a wall.
And I think he needs someone who's a little more, God, I hate to say this, but I think he wants someone maybe like a little more helpless, like a little more like, I need you.
Sure, yeah. No, I hear you.
Like he's more nurturing like that, and I don't think he was getting the same from her.
There was just no match there whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think I ever really saw any real chemistry. Like they'd say, you're my best friend and you're this and that, but I never really got that.
Oh God, it happens in theater all the time, where like cast members will meet and they start dating and they're like, she's my best friend. I'm like, you've known each other 8 days.
Wait, you mean, okay, like relationships or friendships or both?
Both.
Yeah, but do you think you don't think it's a genuine best friend thing?
If you know someone 8 days, that's not your best friend.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Do you understand what I mean?
Well, yeah, but you don't think like you could like instantly hit it off with someone?
Yeah, I mean, you and me hit it off.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, are you trying to let me down gently? We're gonna have like hold on, don't sing Adele on here. We need royalty-free music.
That's true.
You're like, oh, that's what you were trying to sing, Adele? Because it didn't sound anything like it.
No, I actually recognized it. That was great.
Okay, so, all right, Ayanna and Jared.
I was so disappointed in this. I was like,
why?
Because I wanted her to tell him to beat it.
Why? I actually
'Cause
like
he
them
sucks.
together.
It's just because you like black men.
It's not. I told you I'm way more into his friend AJ than I am into Jared.
If you took the earring out.
Yeah, he did hit the ear. He was wearing a stud this time. He was wearing studs this time. Don't think I didn't check AJ out when he's sitting down. He was the third guy in the chairs, closest to the camera though.
Okay. Jesus Christ! Did you like pause it?
No, he was the one that was like,
Zoomed
"Oh,
in.
we were gonna say that's Uncle Jared," and then remember at like the 22:43 mark when AJ. I'm just kidding. I actually think they're
hate Jared. I think
pretty...
he's a piece of shit.
Really?
Yes.
Why? Why?
Because he goes out till like 6 a.m. He's not ready to be married.
Okay. All right, hold on a second. I brought this up last week.
Oh.
Let's say this entire thing has spanned 2.5 to 3 weeks, right?
Right.
If he knows he's going to be getting married and he's not like
100%
living with her really yet, come on.
You should be spending this time getting to know this person. You should want to spend all your time with them.
I think he does, but he also wants to be able to be like, oh, hey, like this is my last hurrah. I do think he's totally into her.
They should be going out together, though.
Okay, let me counter with this. You're a producer, all right? You're producing a reality show where it's your job to make things interesting.
Sure.
Wouldn't you be like, so what's the thing? What's like the rub in your relationship? What's going on?
Well,
so they have to find
rub
something.
Is that he didn't want her in the first place, and he settled for her openly.
Yeah, but now he's like, no, like you're okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I think they were really cute together. I like them together.
This is never gonna work out, Judy.
No, I'm not saying they're gonna be a forever couple. I think they might be together for like maybe 6 months, a year.
Oh, okay.
And I think they're just gonna have like different interests, maybe.
Right.
Or they're more
he'll
friends
be in
than
Mallory.
lovers.
Right.
No, I don't think Mallory's enough of a personality for Jarrett.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked out either.
No, it would. I just think Mallory's a little beige. We said this right from the get-go. She seems a little beige, which is fine. But I don't think... I mean, Sal seems more beige than Jarrett. How dare you? He's like the life of the party. He's Uncle Jarrett. Even AJ said so.
I'm looking at these guys and I'm trying, like, would I want to hang out with any of these guys? And I just, no, I don't think any of them. Shake might be the most fun to hang out with, like, as a friend. As a friend.
He would never be a friend with a girl, first of all.
Yeah. Definitely not
He'd
a girl
be the first guy.
over a size 2.
I was going to say, he'd be the first guy to call a girl fat. Guaranteed.
Well, that was what his opening question was to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Can I lift you up was his question.
Yeah. How fat are you?
Yeah, would I be able to bench press you if I don't work out? I don't know. I like Ayanna and Jared. I just have to say, Ayanna's mom is her mom
younger than her?
Yes. Like, I kept trying to think, like, was Ayanna a fetus inside of a fetus? Because somehow her mom looks younger than her.
She just grew on the side of her mom.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they were attached at birth and they just broke off. And they just decided, like, who's going to be the mom, who's going to be the daughter. I don't know. But her mom looks like she's in college. She looks like a college student.
Jarrett's mom does too, and so does his sister. I'm like, is that your mom or your sister? Because they look the exact same age and they both look 20.
Well, the one that's married to the pastor, the reverend, is his stepmom.
I know, but his sister comes and talks to him at one point too.
Yeah, that's his sister. Oh, yeah, I could see that. Anyway, well, I wish them all the best. I can't wait for the reunion. I do. I don't think Nick and Danielle are going to last. I think Jared and Ayanna...
Nick and Danielle have so many... There's so much, like, issues there. That, they need separate therapy for a while.
Him more so. I think he is kind of a... Well, no, I think he's a narcissist. And I think
he's gay.
Yeah.
There's that, too. There's the whole
he's just
gay
controlling.
Thing.
I think he really secretly hates himself. And which is why he's so controlling.
And that's
about
why he projects
things.
it so much on her.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she did, like, she lost a bunch of weight. And, like, I know I
think he makes her insecure.
Exactly. I think that she's actually kind of fine with, like, she knows that she has those body
She
image
was
issues.
until she got with him. Exactly.
Right. And because she was fun. She owns, like, a hot dog in a corn costume. That's hilarious.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
She's kind of living a great life. And then he comes in and is just like, You just have your garage band drum set out, like, just out, like an animal?
Yeah. Like, when you were having diarrhea, you were just, like, watching us from the room. Why? Like, you don't trust me? I don't know why you wouldn't trust me.
I was talking to the girls about capitalism.
Oh, God, I hate that.
Like,
He
cool.
is that guy.
He is that guy.
He's Mr. Devil's Advocate. He's going to take the contrary. I don't believe in heaven, but if Jesus were real, I know that he would like me and he'd make me go to heaven. You'd be like, yeah, but you don't believe in it. Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? He's like that guy who likes philosophical, just fucking with your brain.
I think when they fight, he's a mean fighter too.
Oh, yeah. And again, it's all about you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you're saying that. I think it's just your insecurities that you feel that way. Because I don't. No, I don't see why you're feeling that way. Ugh, okay.
Well, I'm excited for next week.
See.
Yeah. The reunion.
Oh, I just want to say, I did look up the wedding venue. It took me a while to figure out where it was because it was driving me crazy. Because remember I told you, I'm like, I mean, it looks like a golf club, but I feel like I should know where this is, but I haven't really seen it. And it's a golf course, which actually I think it was really beautiful where it was. It's in Homewood, which is, I know that means like nothing to you, but that's like not the city at all. It's kind of like out there. It's a weird location for them to pick for a cast from Chicago. It is RHOSLC Country Club, RAVISLOE. So for those of you who are maybe looking to get married, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
it looks really nice. But it was just a super random location for them to pick. There's so many places in the city and oh, it's just bizarre. Anyway.
Well, I definitely thought that the people that shouldn't get married are, again, the two that did get married. Nick
Should and any of them have gotten married?
No. Deep D and Shake.
He doesn't deserve her, though.
Absolutely.
He doesn't.
Absolutely. But I thought that they would. I thought that was like the sure thing. Like, good for her.
Yeah.
She's a queen.
I wasn't sure about it until I saw him like at the altar or whatever, and I was like, oh, he's gonna say yes. But I was so wrong. God, that felt so good though.
Yeah, it did. And just how okay with it she was.
She is Beyonce always.
Oh yeah. Everyone else was crying and stuff. She's talking to her mom, and her mom's crying. She's like, I'm fine. I am so fine.
And he's like, oh, you're stunning. And she's like, yeah, thanks. No.
Yeah, it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say something. It's going to be like out of left field for fucking May. But I didn't like all the swearing.
I actually agree with you on that. I didn't like that they let swearing be in this show. It bothers. It's like when I hear police officers or people of authority curse, it always bothers me. Like, you should be better than that.
Yeah, and I know you and I swear on here, but okay, listen, I'm just going to say it. I don't want to see a bride or a groom
cursing.
Swearing.
Yeah, you're not a sailor.
And it wasn't even like a shit. Like a shit I could let slide.
Yeah, it's like you're fucking gorgeous.
But the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so fucking happy. It's just it's like, ooh, just those curse words. It's so unladylike.
Amanda.
And I'm like, I'm such a fucking hypocrite that I didn't like the swearing. Or like on your wedding day. Come on.
Yeah.
Or if I were on TV, I wouldn't be swearing like that on TV.
I don't think I could help it. Like when
when you're dating, but on your wedding day or on the day that you're leaving the altar.
Like when I guest on other people's podcasts, and the few times they've been like, "Oh, we're keeping this clean," it's very difficult to check myself. Especially, like, actually, I'm trying to think about it. Carly and Michelle, their podcast, they keep it clean. So, and that's even more difficult because these are my two, like, best friends from high school. So it's even more difficult to not curse in front of them. I think it's a lot harder than you think it is to not curse.
No, well, what I'm doing, A Date with Dateline has their Patreon, and every other week we're doing The Amazing Race.
That's what we got in a fight about this morning.
From People Are Well, because Amanda didn't remember that I do another podcast.
I didn't know you were doing like a series about it. I thought you were just talking about.
Well, it's airing right now. So, by the way, if you're into The Amazing Race, go to A Date with Dateline. You can listen to all the previous Patreon episodes. But they have a clean one, and they don't swear. And that's, maybe it's just the persona I put on in front of my mom, because my mom is not a swearer. Or very occasionally. Like, there's certain, like, former presidents that she might be like, what the shit? Like, that sort of thing.
Sure. I curse in front of my mom and Ron, but I can tell they don't like it.
Oh, but otherwise, I can't swear. It was hard enough for me to tell my mom after I'd been married for 4 years that I was pregnant.
Like, I had sakes.
I know. Oh, so uncomfortable.
Sakes.
So I think I wouldn't swear in a wedding dress on TV just so my mom wouldn't come after me later. Anyhow.
Yeah, I guess you just go into parent mode. I guess that is true.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
All right. Should we go into some 90 Day Fiance?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just going to say right off the bat, speaking of things that I don't like and can't stand anymore, Gino and Jasmine. I'm officially over it. I don't care.
Oh, I knew they were going to get back together. Justine just texted us both. You guys have never seen Magic Mike.
How does she know that?
Because we talked about it on Gilmore Girls.
You already posted it? Oh, okay.
That's what
Nope, never seen Magic Mike. You know why? Because Channing Tatum is ugly.
He's a fetus.
No, no. He's not a fetus. He looks like a cyclops, and it looks like he's still in that, like, evolution of man. Like, let's say we're all the way to the right.
2/3 of the way through.
Yeah, he's like 2/3 of the way through.
She just said, and I agree, Jody. Channing Tatum is wait, no, it went off. And I agree, Jody. Channing Tatum is a butterface, but he can get
Total
it.
Butterface.
Magic Mike 1 is incredible. The second is a joke.
Can't get it. No, his eyes are a little too close together. He's not the sexiest man.
But he's apparently really nice.
Great. Did people say that about me? She's got a wonky eye and a big nose, but she's really nice. Like, oh, you're nice to people, so you get an award now? Come on.
I was told again at work the other day that, like, oh yeah, we were talking. Me and Jimmy were talking, and
you're the Canada's sexiest woman because you're nice. Or we just do that to men in the United States.
No, but I'm saying, I was told by my boss that, like, she was talking to another employee saying, like, Amanda just has the most positive energy. I'm like, so now I have to, like, keep this up?
That's your reputation now. This is you.
I don't like that.
This is May.
This is May. I don't like that at all. I'm like, first of all, what? I think they're saying, like, she's so positive because she came back to work, like, you know, like rolling around in, like,
you know what?
Shit, but...
I think your boss is Whoopi in Sister Act, and you're the wee little nun that's so teeny tiny who has the Daisy alarm clock that says, "Out of bed, you Daisy head. Out of bed, you Daisy head." You're so positive and twee.
That's not her real voice. Did you know that?
Well, I mean, I heard her belt it out during that song. She was holding out.
Who? Who are you talking about?
The little nun.
Yeah, little
Sister Act.
Yeah, that's not her real voice. I don't like that.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like,
she doesn't have a mousy voice?
Her singing voice, it's like another person.
Oh.
She was probably like...
Right?
Yeah. Seraphim.
Oh.
Sanctus,
yeah, I don't know the words.
Dominus.
Hell. Yeah. That's me. That's my part.
We need to do Sister Act.
We do need to do a Sister Act. And, speaking of listeners, Sharita, one of our listeners, texted me that she says she doubles down with you that Whoopi is funny.
She is funny. It's Whoopi Goldberg.
No. Oh my God. Jesus, Charlie. Oh, sorry.
Hi, Charlie.
My kids just came home and he just appeared at the door shutting it.
He just waved at me, though.
Ooh.
We're friends. We're friends.
I say hi to Amanda. She says hi.
Hi. Hi.
Googie's here. Okay, take Scout with you.
Yeah, come on. Jody, can you get your shit together over there? We're going to get a shitty email.
I'm sorry.
Talking about how unprofessional we are.
Oh, how cute is that little Googie there? He's wearing sweatpants and
he walked right in and just waved right at me. We made eye contact.
So polite.
He used to be so scared to even, like, look at me.
No.
Oh,
he likes you.
I know he does now.
Sorry, guys. That's real life. Jasmine and Gino. Part of it is her voice, which is nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah,
I can't take it.
It really is. She has notes.
And the other thing is, I want to say I have seen these exact scenes from this episode 3 times now every single week.
I know.
Why is it the same footage?
Because they fucked up last week. We talked about this. See, you don't listen to me either.
No, I listened to that, but I thought something else would be in place of it.
Well, I didn't know that they got back together. That was at least.
I just assumed that they were back together.
There's no way she didn't have a yeast infection from wearing that bathing suit all day.
Oh, God, that's
it's
tight.
Thong bathing suit, which I don't even think was supposed to be a thong. It looked like a bathing suit that was a regular bathing suit that she just made a thong.
Well, listen, I don't even know why thongs exist. I will never believe someone who says thongs are comfortable.
When I did wear underwear, it was thongs all the way, baby.
What the hell?
You don't feel it after a while. It's like a tampon.
What?
You don't feel it after a while.
Because it has done such damage to the tissue around your butt?
It's just scar tissue.
Okay, so I just refuse to believe thongs are a preferred undergarment.
But also
no
you
way.
But you can also get a thong wedgie, which is kind of an anomaly. But you kind of want the thong to just sit kind of comfortably, not all the way.
Where?
Just between the cheeks.
So you have a baggy thong? This is what I don't understand. But it's
in the middle of the cheeks.
So it's just floating around, just bouncing back and forth there?
No. It's just not completely all the way in.
Okay,
it's not pressed against your
We work
hole.
So hard to keep things out of it, so then why get something that's just going directly in? That makes no sense.
I don't know.
And I my favorite brand of underwear are from Amazon that don't have any English writing in the back. And I'm pretty sure that it's all Chinese written for fat ladies who want to feel a little sucked in. XL or something on it. But if you want to know, I swear to God, they're the best underwear I've ever worn. I want to feel not tight, but I want to feel secured in my underwear.
Sure.
So I don't 100% cotton because that's not going to keep me tight, I want I want to feel supported.
Sure.
But I don't want it to be a support undergarment, if that makes any sort of sense. Mm-hmm. So a thong is not going to do that for me. And I have a flat ass, so maybe that's my problem.
That might be why because I have such a bulbous ass that the thong has a lot of places it can kind of just lay.
Yeah, mine's flat. When I turn to the side, it's rectangle straight up and down. There's no back curvature.
Give you a little bit of
I know. It's really sad.
You can sit a drink on my ass.
I could sit them on my boobs. I got that.
So Gino and
anyhow,
Jasmine.
Gino and Jasmine, they suck. They're back together. They're gonna be
So
she thrives on drama, to be honest.
I'm sorry. No. Do you want to talk? You talk.
Mm-mm.
I'll talk.
Mm-mm.
You talk. I'll talk.
You talk.
Jasmine. So Jasmine sent all those shitty messages to the ex-girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I feel like it definitely was after they made up.
Oh, yes.
Which is even more evil. Because I feel like if she was sending this stuff while she was still really hurt and kind of in shock from the whole situation, I can maybe see okay, well, she was going through it. But now this is now her and Gino are back together. And now and Gino is probably sitting right next to her when she was writing all that shit.
Yeah. Do you know any of the follow-up of this or have you followed it? Okay. So I gave up after a while because I was I just don't care anymore because Jasmine's just nuts. So she then accused the ex or the sugar baby, whoever was sending the photos, of sending the photos to her job, to her work. But everyone's she didn't have a job. She didn't have a work. Right. And she's where I wouldn't even know where to send it to her job. Is she working? I have no idea. And then Jasmine also said that the woman sent the photos uncovered to the producers and that Jasmine was looking at the producer's phone when she was looking at the text. But this woman was I didn't have the producer's phone. I sent them to her via her Facebook or whatever. I sent the messages to her. I never sent it.
No, when she did that interview with John Yates or whatever, she was in contact with the producers.
Well, no, she was in contact with the producers. She said the producers told me when to send the text.
Oh, okay. But
she said I didn't send the pictures to the producer. I sent them to Jasmine. Okay. And then Jasmine told the producers, oh, I got this, blah, 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 blah. And then the producers reached out to this girl.
Oh, okay.
To this woman.
I don't fucking care
and then
anymore.
Jasmine was pissed that the woman didn't blur out her boobs in the photo. And it's it's not her job to now be photoshopping the photos that Gino sent to her before she sent them to you. And then Jasmine's like, I'm not that kind of girl. But then people are saying now she's got a what is it?
OnlyFans, but who
OnlyFans.
cares if you're
Oh,
that
I
type
don't
of
care.
girl? Like, just own it.
Yeah. So, but the hypocrisy in that is that Jasmine was calling this woman a whore. Your kids are going to be so ashamed. You're a sex worker and all this. And then Jasmine's doing OnlyFans
No,
and
totally. Yeah,
all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. So,
I mean,
whatever. Okay.
Dude,
enough of
the
them.
fight that her and Gino has is so, like, it makes me, like, almost have a panic attack watching just how evil he is, where he goes, like, whoopee.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a huge piece
No,
of shit.
you weren't naked. You were topless, but you weren't naked.
Yeah, she comes in and she's
Fuck
screaming.
you,
like,
dude.
she is, I mean, Jasmine's not acting at this point. She is
No.
in distress. She's heartbroken, devastated. And he's like, what's that now? Who? Well, they were topless. Not it. Just the calm.
It was to make him jealous.
Yeah, the amount that he can be calm is upsetting to me. No.
Because he doesn't think he will never think what he did was wrong.
No. And
and also,
he barely does anything to get back together with her. He just goes, yeah, I thought I lost you. And, sorry. Well, it won't happen again. I'll tell you that much. That's all he has to do. And now this has set a precedent for the relationship where he can pretty much get away with anything and then just kind of half-ass apologize.
For sure. For sure. And I just feel sorry if there was anyone else actually staying at that resort.
Yeah, but that's like, you're getting a free show.
I get, but imagine people would go on their honeymoons or like a once in a lifetime, whatever. And if you were there listening to that shit, oh my God.
What if you and me were there and it was like our third day and we're kind of bored and like over it and then this is happening? We'd be like, oh, fucking yes.
At first, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, they're screaming all fucking night. We are getting our money back or a round of drinks at the bar. I'm telling you that much.
Yeah.
And then I think we'd really get in on it. Like, we'd be setting up like a piece of yarn with a solo cup on either end, like one in their cabin, one in ours.
Oh,
just listening. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Gino and Jasmine, fucking terrible. How many more episodes of this is there? Like one, I think.
I don't know. There can't be that many more.
Yeah,
one
or two. Because what do we have to? Well, but we just got started with Ben and Mahogany.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. He has said somewhere that I read from someone else who posted it that producers looked for a model to like set him up with, and it was Mahogany, that this was like a whole setup thing. I don't know. I have a hard time believing if you're seemingly sincerely telling your children, I'm going to bring this person home. Yeah. I love them. They believe in God, whatever. But I do believe that she's an actress. A bad actress, bad wannabe actress.
I saw an article on Facebook, I think it was like AV Club or maybe Screen Rant. Somebody posted it on one of our pages, and it was like, this was Thursday, so not, it was the day before it aired, and it was like, here's what happens when Ben finally sees Mahogany, and it was an article giving a whole rundown of what happened, and I was like, why the fuck would they post this the day before? So I knew before I even watched this, she was going to show up.
Yeah. I think she's actually very pretty, but she's not the girl in the pictures.
She looks like Liz from Ed's Liz.
Oh my God, she does. Yeah. Big Ed's Liz. Mm-hmm. I can see it.
Who is a fucking monster, by the way.
Yeah, she's crazy too. Well, Mahogany is, I mean, all I can really say is she's a bad actress.
What do you mean, though? She has a good accent.
Well, but remember she told Ben that she doesn't speak a lot of English? Remember they've been using their translator app, and he's like, baila conmigo.
But she speaks perfect English.
She speaks perfect English. Yeah. And even her vernacular, like, oh my gosh, and geez, and that's not English that people just pick up at school or in a class. Like, she clearly knows a lot of English, or she's lived in the States or went to very expensive schooling, English schooling or something. And then just I don't know. I just think she's a bad actress. This whole, I just don't know if he's serious or if I'm that into him and he looks different in the pictures. Well, bitch, I mean, come on. You're a completely different human than the pictures that she was sending, and she doesn't acknowledge that at all.
No.
And her like, oh, you're still here? Oh, wow, I didn't know. Oh, wow. I just think she's terrible. She's just acting.
Yeah, and I just don't care what happens with them. Like, do we have to, like, how many more episodes?
Well, he's a creep.
Yeah.
He's a total creep if you're there. I mean, this girl looks, I don't
20,
know. Yeah.
2?
Yeah. I just would have liked her to acknowledge maybe she photoshopped a little bit.
Yeah.
Or a lot.
He didn't ask her about it either, so whatever. I guess we're just not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Ella and Johnny?
Yes, please. Okay, does she think Dubai is on like a Star Wars planet or something?
When she put that sheet around her head, dude.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
She's like, guess what? Guess why I'm wearing this? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know why.
It's laundry day and you have no clothes to wear.
Like, this is what I'm going to have to wear in Dubai. It's like, Dubai is like a first world country, isn't it?
Oh my God. It's like, I mean, there are certain places, if you are going to be in religious places or like traditional places, then you're expected.
Shot in the street like a dog if you're doing that.
No, but especially like Americans, they almost like expect that you're going to be dressing like an American, and it's like super modern. It's a big city. There's way better buildings, and
she's like getting a bindi put on her forehead.
Oh God, she's mixing up all her cultures. She's like, ni hao. You're like, no, wrong country.
I love it even in the preview from like last week when they show the preview for this week where she's like, if you don't meet me in Dubai, then I'm going to find a different man. And he's like, no.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. Should she have Googled Dubai before she assumed it's in Calcutta?
I don't maxed out her credit card buying a ticket there.
Yeah, she thinks she's in 12th century Calcutta. So I have no idea where she thinks Dubai is or what's there.
I couldn't point it out on a map, but I'm not going there.
Well, especially if I'm going to go on camera and I'm going to culturally appropriate something, I'm gonna do a little research at it.
This is kind of her thing to culturally appropriate stuff, though.
Oh, true. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
With all the Japanese cosplay.
I hear what she's saying, and I feel for her. Like, listen, I'm 30 or whatever, and I want to find someone, and I want to have kids. I think it's her voice and her delivery that makes it so fucking annoying. It's just very whiny, like, but when's it gonna be my turn? And it sounds like a spoiled little brat.
I mean, I don't really mind her that much. I think this thing is dead on arrival, but like,
Again, I think it's just her delivery sounds really whiny.
Right.
But I understand what she's saying. Like, if we keep putting it off, like, I need to move on if you're not going to be serious about this. But I see his point. I don't want to get COVID and then be stuck away and lose my job, my parents, and my son.
Yeah.
But then again, that's why you don't date someone across the world when it's seemingly impossible that you will ever be together. But I do think he loves her.
Yeah.
I think it's genuine. Sure. At least in their minds, it's genuine. I don't think he's like using her.
No, I don't think he's using her. But like, it's just, there's no way this is going to work.
Exactly. It's not going anywhere. So I think we go Memphis Hamza and save Mike and Ximena for last.
I hate Memphis so much.
Everyone hates Memphis so much. So much.
That's and I've been seeing TikTok of people saying like she's got like some weird like little person gene.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We need to start copywriting shit that we say.
Yeah, and I also said something about how Sinjin has like George Washington wooden teeth. Now that's a whole thing.
Really?
Build-A-Bear shoes got ripped off.
Carling texted me the other day about that because I had mentioned to her like a month ago about the Build-A-Bear shoes, and now she's finally watching it. And she just messaged me the other day at like 10 p.m. Build-A-Bear shoes, and I was like, right?
Yup.
Build-A-Bear. So
okay, so Memphis and Hamza.
Yeah, I love how much he just like flip the switch on her where she's like, I have something to tell you, and he's like, no, don't even tell me anything. We're not getting married, bitch.
Yeah. Well, before that, I thought you were going to say I just love how shady the producers are being by highlighting every time she farts, poos, or has severe diarrhea. And it's only because she's being an idiot and being vocal about it.
Yeah, she called her friend. And she's like, her friend's like, how is it? And she's like, oh, I've just been shitting my brains out.
I have been on the shitter for days. Oh,
she goes, I
can't keep anything down. Yeah. Why? Oh my God. I'm trying to think how much someone would have to pay me to go on camera and say that knowing that it's going to be televised.
Isn't that pretty much me on the podcast?
But to be like, I drank some water and I just been like diarrhea, just on the toilet all day.
That just was me yesterday.
One after another. Oh, no.
I misjudged a fart yesterday as a throw.
Oh, God, that's right.
My pajama pants. I still say... Didn't think that was...
I know you said you took a bath, but I'm still a fan of showers. I don't like bathing in my own body water.
I love baths.
You're not getting clean.
Yeah, you are.
You're soaking in your stuff.
Yo, I'm not shitting in the bathtub and then laying in it. I'm getting in there with soap and bubbles.
Right, but there's like skin cells and dirt and bacteria and debris.
Well, same with your bed.
Yeah, but that's why you shower. And that's why you go to bed clean.
I think you need to calm down.
That's why you have house clothes, by the way. When you come in, I'm like Cody Brown.
I don't
when you come
sit in my bed
outdoors,
with outdoor clothes.
Okay.
Do you think I'm some kind of animal?
No, I'm just saying I'm a fan of showers. I'm not. If you want to like relax in a bath and then take a shower after, go for it. Okay, just think about that one a little bit. Okay, so Memphis and Hamza. She's got Montezuma's revenge, Hamza's revenge. She wants a prenup to protect her Imodium AD stash. I don't know. And she's worried that he might not come through once he gets to the States because he's a little immature. Because she found out he's actually 26 and not 28.
And he has the mind of a 13-year-old. Also, she said, now there's this new plot line that has been introduced where I actually spent the night with my ex-husband. I'm like, I don't even think he's going to give a shit about that, to be honest.
But I didn't do anything, so there's nothing sexual. Then why bring it up?
Then who cares? He never needs to know that. No one needed to know that.
Then you slept on the couch. Big deal. Yeah, exactly. Then don't bring it up.
And even if you did fuck, it was like right when she was just started talking to him. Doesn't matter.
That'd be like a guy coming home and being like, okay, so I was out. I was like with this escort, but like we did not have sex or anything. I just want you to know that like if you see a charge that says that I ordered an escort, we like just I didn't want to have dinner alone.
Yeah.
But I
wanted company.
Totally, exactly. We did not have sex. Well, then why bring it up? Like either you did something or you didn't. It's just weird. And so then...
So they meet on, like, the top of, like, a tall building.
The roof.
For some reason.
Where Elisa Lam's body was found.
Yeah. Seriously.
They were on top of the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, so, what are we doing? And then he's like, no, don't talk. He almost had, like, a finger on the mouth, like, shh. And he says, I think we're rushing things. And she's like, no. All like Johnny. No. Give me the translator. Okay, pause right there. If you cannot even have a conversation.
You can't even argue with each other.
About should we get married, then you're not ready.
Yeah, it's not.
Absolutely not.
But they are married and she's pregnant.
I think she had a girl.
Already?
That she had a baby girl, I think.
Great. I think it's really going to work out for those two.
I mean, I kind of like Hamza only because I think he's like a little kid.
Yeah, he's a bebe.
And I think he's very attractive. I think he's super good looking.
Yeah.
But again, I couldn't have sex with him because I'd be like, this is like Mary Kay Letourneau because he has the mentality of like a 11-year-old. Can't do this. Okay, so Mike and Ximena. Oh my God, so much to unpack with this one.
I especially loved when he wore the black white.
Oh, the tank and the rosary.
I wasn't prepared for it mentally.
Okay. So let's start off in the attic ensuite, if you will, his bedroom.
Yeah.
And he's showing us how organized and tidy he is
now. He's taking like selfies of, and I'm like, it still doesn't look good though. It's still
And there's
cluttered as
shit
fuck.
behind
Yeah,
him.
it's
There's like
cluttered.
boxes with a top sheet thrown over it, like nothing to see here. It's just the background. Okay, so he's organizing his dresser, and there's I saw some ginkgo biloba, I saw some protein powder, some like vegetable capsules. So I think he's trying to like Jersey Shore.
He's trying to keep it
bulk up.
tight.
He needs to order my underwear from Amazon.
Yeah.
Just keep it tight. And I really should show you these underwear. They're amazing, Amanda. I swear to God, they're the best. I can show you the back of it right now.
It's okay.
I normally get all black just so, like hide under everything.
Yeah.
And also it's a little sexy,
Oh, God.
Listen, it's a black full coverage brief. Actually, I think they're technically like a high leg.
Okay. You really trying to
or
sell
hips?
me on
No, they're
this underwear, eh?
hipsters. They're hipsters.
Oh, okay. Great.
But they go up to my waist. Okay, whatever.
I think that was the best part about theater for me is that you have to wear tights, and like theater tights especially they make so you're supposed to pull them all the way up to your bra, so you're wearing
I
spans.
love that. What if you
Yeah.
have to pee? You gotta pull the whole thing
Pull
down?
them down, yeah. But it's just they just pull it all the way up.
Yeah, but what if like you're dressed in a whole doodad
Yeah,
up here?
that you gotta account for that. If you have to pee, it's a thing.
Okay, right
It's a
there, I
whole
would
thing.
count me out for a theater because I'm peeing every 25 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
out.
it's not a. It's a young people's game, Jody. Amanda.
Tell me about. I was just diagnosed with official hip bursitis today.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta get some. I was ordered a steroid pack for the next couple days, and then I gotta go maybe and get a shot at the orthopedic doctor. I mean, like I'm really getting old. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I need to get my knee bursitis officially diagnosed.
I'll give you my teledoc's name. Oh wait,
All right.
you guys get free healthcare there.
Oh yeah,
Never
I don't need
mind.
that. I'm good. I can just walk in somewhere and just get.
Like, don't mean to brag, but we have officially met our max out of pocket for the year. So,
Yikes.
all right. So back to Mike and Ximena. Speaking of old people, Mike apparently collects coins. Did you see this?
Yeah,
He's lining up his watches, which isn't like on a watch holder or a jewelry box. He just keeps fidgeting with them on a paper towel.
He's clearly showing the camera, like, look how organized I am. He's like, one watch here, one watch here.
And that's
this
it.
Watch there. Yeah, the end. Do you see?
No, he
You see what I've
had
done?
like a coin sorter. That's what that gray thing was. At first I thought it was a ring holder.
Mike would collect coins. I feel like he would collect spoons too.
Oh, yes.
My mom collected spoons.
Oh, I can totally see
Like
that.
we had like racks of them.
That is such a niche collection.
It's so
Like, these-
80s to do that. to
Oh,
collect
yeah.
spoons. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, that's cute. No, he had coins, and there was like 16 different slots for coins. And then when he was taking his selfie, I noticed in the background there was like a roll of quarters, like you get at the bank. I'm like, is he cashing in for quarters to try to find certain years? Like, is he trying to start from like
Maybe.
1900?
Maybe.
I don't know.
God,
Okay,
this
now
guy.
it gets even better because then he goes downstairs and we meet Grandpa Hyman.
I can't believe either of these men are still alive.
Oh, wait, you're just going to breeze right past that the man's name is Hyman?
I guess we never put that
Hyman.
together.
Hyman.
It just seems
I mean,
like
like,
a Jewish name. Like a Yiddish name.
Probably, and nothing against it, but like,
But Hyman, I mean, it's Hyman.
Hyman. I mean, obviously the producers put the name Hyman on there because they wanted us to be like Hyman. At least they didn't name like Hyman the Third or something.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
they also both look like they're like part of like the Rotary Club or like the Elks.
Oh, they go to the VW for a good fish fry on Friday night. Who are you kidding? Come on. Again, all you can eat fish fry on Friday night, especially during Lent. Amanda, we're right around that time. It's almost Fat Tuesday, Amanda.
Is it?
Are you going to get your punchkis?
Every day is fat. Every day. It's Fat Friday right now.
Fat Tuesday every week, please.
Okay. So he's talking to them and they're like, oh yeah? oh, send her money this month? Oh, I would really recommend that you stop doing that.
Yeah. He's like, well, she wants to get
Enhancements.
enhancement as but he's got his hands like above, like almost on his clavicle. And I was like, whoa, where are we going there?
Because she wants
and his
to
dad's
model.
like, whoa. Oh, yeah, we're going to get there. So, yeah, he goes down to Colombia because he feels like they just need to reconnect, you know?
Because she's been ignoring him and it seemed off.
She's ghosting you.
She hates you. And so the best thing to do is just drop all this money and just show up. She is... I've never
shit on your shoes, too. With dog shit.
Okay, first, wait, before we get to the dog shit, we need to give that its time.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen anyone less excited to see someone arrive. Like, it was like disappointment. Like,
well, and she has a new friend that's sitting over there now that she's like, I am not doing this alone. I'm speaking about him, to him, but to you.
So they get to her house, and I kind of like Ximena.
She's annoyed.
She's annoyed, and I'm annoyed for her. And she's like, because he is disgusting.
I told you not to come. And also I told you not to come. Why are you here?
He's blowing his nose in a cab. He's farting and burping on her.
Oh,
and now
on top of her.
Yeah,
oh.
On top of her. Within half an hour of him being there, she's like, why do I smell poop? I'm really smelling poop. And he's like, I don't smell anything. First of all, how are you not smelling anything?
Yeah.
I work at a place where I'm around 100 dogs every day, and I've managed to not have shit on my shoes.
It's a distinct smell as well.
Yeah. And you can also feel it, I feel, on your shoes. You can feel... Anyway. Ooh. So, you have shit on your shoes. You're in someone's house.
Also, take your shoes off at the door.
What's your next... that thing. You shouldn't even be wearing your shoes in, but your next move is just taking your shoes off and just tossing
Putting them by the
away.
door. He's like, ooh, yuck, I'll buy you a new rug. And then leaves them there. Yeah. I still smell it. Get it out of my house.
Wash them.
Get it out of the house.
There's a hose out
Go wash
back.
them.
Yes. Or throw them out. If these
and
are
go wash your hands.
Shoes, yes. Oh, God.
Sitting there. I'll get you a new rug. Immediately, I would take them off. I would go put them outside the front door. Then I would go back into the kitchen.
I put them in a plastic bag first, and then I...
Oh, no, I'm not done with them. Okay. I'm just getting them out the front door first.
Yeah.
I go to the kitchen. I get paper towel, not a rag. Paper towel. Say, do you have bleach? And then I go wherever I was just walking on that tile, and I bleach it. Even though if I don't see it, there's remnant.
Shit.
I'm cleaning the floor wherever I was. I'm rolling up the carpet immediately because it's smelling up the room if you got it on there. Then I go take the shoes. Then I clean the shoes out. And I say, where do you want me to put these? They're clean, but where would you like them?
Yeah, you just got to... I mean, if they're not expensive shoes, I feel like he's just toss them. Yeah, he's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
And he always acts like, oh, damn it, sorry. Like,
God, I messed up. Oopsies.
Yeah. Oh, you're so mean to me. You trick. How did you step in dog shit and not notice?
Okay, so maybe my only thing is if she has little dogs or a dog that she keeps out in the front and she knew he was going to be coming in with all his luggage and stuff, maybe you pick up your dog shit. Like if it's your dog shit and he had to walk through your yard to get inside.
Yeah, I guess.
I still think he needs to take off his shoes and check it. Don't get me wrong.
I would never not take off my shoes. And
oh, God. And then to leave them inside by the door.
Actually, now that I think about it, I actually did not take off my shoes in your house. But you told me.
Oh, no, I said you didn't have to.
Yeah, you said I don't have to.
No, you're a guest.
And Paige and Charlie were like, you're special. We're not allowed to wear shoes in the house.
They probably did say that. No, I thought you were. Did. When I gasped like that, I thought you were going to say you wore your shoes to work and like you're still wearing them now through your house.
No. My shoes don't go past the foyer.
No, guess you can wear your shoes. Like, I'm not that big of an asshole. Like, wear your shoes, whatever.
I've had friends be like, so when you come, like, can you just bring slippers? And I'm always like,
oh, I won't do that.
Yeah, no, that's like,
no, I want you to be comfortable at my house.
Right.
Okay, so he tracks in the poop. She's talking with her friend, and she's like, I told him.
She's so disgusted.
He wasn't going to come here. Yeah. And I told him not to come because I was going to be getting the surgery, but now he's here, and so now I can't get it. And he smells like shit, too. And he's like, what?
She also
with his phone.
She just kind of drops a little piece of information that she borrowed money from a loan shark.
Yeah.
Is this like your ex-boy? I assume this is
somebody
a boyfriend.
That knows your ex-boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Or it's a boyfriend
It's
or
an
a loan
affiliate.
shark. It's something to get her boob job.
But I don't think, I mean, listen.
It's weird that she says, I can't get it now that he's here. I'm like, oh, because you're doing it with another guy. Like another guy was going to go with you and Mike was going to be paying for it.
But wouldn't you want him to be helping with the recovery?
That's what I mean. I think she was planning on getting it all done with another guy there.
And she's getting a tummy tuck, but I also don't know if her face is
well for her. It's for her modeling.
Yeah, but shit, I think she.
Go ahead. I'm gonna make you say it.
Get a couple things done on her face too.
Well, you know what? I'll just say it. You know what? No, I'm gonna let John Candy from Uncle Buck say it. Why don't you take this quarter, go downtown, and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face? Have you never seen Uncle Buck?
I think I watched like half of it.
He's in the principal's office and she's got a big old mole on her face and he gets pissed off and then he gives her... Yeah, he gives her a quarter. So yeah, I think there's other things that can be done before that. But what everyone's saying is she's probably just going to be doing like an OnlyFans sort of thing.
Right. But she could do that now. She doesn't need... I mean, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, she's just being a total bitch at this point, saying she doesn't want to be with him. She can't stand him, but she's like, if you're going to keep hounding me for shit, I'm going to take advantage of it. Yeah, not that I think that's good, but... But
like reality cray-cray is she's got the icks. And you can't get over the icks once you got him.
No.
He kind of broke her down last, like when he was last there, he broke her down. But then even on the way to the airport, she was like, I'm nervous that, like, I feel like we should just get married right now. Like, right now. While I'm still kind of like you.
Yeah.
She knew.
And maybe we can get married. You'll go back to the States, and then I know you'll send me money because we'll be married. You have to. And I never have to really see you. Because, like, you're not going to say no to me. And also, I love this little nuance where she is cracking every single fucking knuckle in both hands. When he's talking, she's like, just looking at her friend like, yeah, so he's here. He said he wasn't going to come, but no, he's here. And then we find out that they go to the club. And he doesn't want to go because he's exhausted, but he's going to rally and go. Yep. He's going to work the next day. So they end up going. He's tired around midnight. He wants to spend some alone time with her.
I'm impressed that he stayed out till midnight. I'd be gone by like before the double digits even happened to be.
I'm already cringing thinking about him out at a Latin club. Yeah. Like, oh God, like, I'm just...
What a loser. Like how much everyone in the club was pointing at him and laughing.
And a little PTSD because one time when I went to visit my sister, we were at a bar in Costa Rica and I just remember like walking into the bathroom and I had like laser pointers being like just circling my boobs. Oh, my sister was like dying laughing. I'm like, and I'm like, I think someone's doing it. He's like, yeah, you're a blonde American girl. They're looking at your boobs. I'm like, yeah. So
the next morning he's sleeping and she's sleeping. She's hungover.
Okay, first of all, fuck you for knocking on the door that loudly. I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Ximena, and he goes, Mena, like her nickname.
Tiamo.
She's like,
Tiamo.
Yeah, I hear you. That's why I'm rolling over. Total fake sleeping.
And she finally comes out and she's like, oh my God, I have to fucking do this. And he's like, what time did you get home last night? She goes, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Is that right?
9 a.m.
And she says, this is normal in my culture. You close down the bar and then you go out for breakfast after that, which, like, I get, but that's still really late to come
I don't know if you're engaged to someone and you're going out with other people until 9 a.m. I don't know if that's in your culture.
I mean, I get going out for breakfast afterward because you're, like, drunk and you need to soak that up. But that's still a lot. Like, so the clubs must close at 6, right?
No, clubs are open pretty late, just like they are here. 3, 4 probably sometimes.
Okay, but then what are you doing for that whole 6 hours?
It's just like easy. It's so not like how it is here. Again, my only experience is Costa Rica. So I've never been to Colombia, but it's, and they're more kind of like, well, I mean, of course there's bars here, but there's also just like little local corner places where it's like.
I know, but that's a long time to be out. Is what I'm saying.
Yes, I agree. I mean, she was definitely with some other guys. And some of that.
Yeah.
I think even more offensive than coming home at 9 a.m., that glass of leche, that full glass of milk.
Of all things to drink with a hangover.
I mean, to the tippy top. This was a juice glass size, like a 12-ouncer. Not a little tumbler. Milk. I can't even, 100% sober, I couldn't finish a glass of milk.
I couldn't even take a sip of milk.
I could take a sip, but I'm not drinking a glass of milk.
It's definitely when I'm hungover.
Ooh. Wouldn't that instantly curdle in your stomach? Just the amount of alcohol and acidity.
You know, a really good hangover drink is a smoothie. Because you get that like fruit. Just like a smoothie, like a fruit smoothie. Because the fruit is really good for like the hydration, and then you need those vitamins. It'll make you feel instantly geed.
You know what though? But now that I'm saying that, now I'm thinking, since milk is a base, right?
Right.
Isn't it less acidic? It's a base. So wouldn't that help cancel out? So maybe it's actually good for a hangover.
I don't know. I'm not drinking milk.
Even if it's good, I'm not drinking a glass of milk. No way. Well, she just sips on it while she makes him feel like he's the asshole.
Yeah.
Because she just wants to party. And then she goes back up to bed. Now, I'm just going to ask the question that I know everyone was asking when they were watching this. What happened to your kids?
Yeah.
If you're going out all the time, because she's like, this is what I do. And I can stay home when you're here, but when you go back, I'm going to keep partying.
Yeah.
So who's taking care of your kids all the time? Is it your sister, dad and your mom, which is why they were like, lock this shit down because he's good for you?
Yeah, probably. And then he's like, were you around other men? And she goes, yeah, there were men everywhere. I mean, I wasn't hanging out with them, but there were men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Great.
Yeah, she's a disaster. But you and I have said, it's not that he deserves it, but this is what he's looking for.
Yeah.
He could find a nice, mousy girl that's closer to his height back home in New York, but he wants to go for what he thinks is this, like, sexy, hot Latina.
Yeah, like he deserves
that's
it.
out of his league.
Yeah.
Not that I think she's out of his league, because she's kind of like a Channing Tatum, maybe.
Okay. I mean,
actually, I think she might carry. She's like 3 generations off of a little person.
Yeah, no, you said that.
Yeah, she's a couple cycles out. I can see it.
But she fucking hates him.
Oh, can't stand him. Yeah, she doesn't even want to look at him.
No.
Well, I don't either, because, like you said, we wrap up the episode, him outside wearing that stupid black tank top. He thinks he's Pauly D, and he's...
Like, I can't believe he had the nerves to do that.
With, like, an actual rosary on. Where I think a lot of guys, it's like the style, but it's not actually a rosary.
Right.
It's reminiscent of, but... Like, his head is probably so tiny that he just is able to slip that right over.
His little gypsy rose face.
Oh, his childhood photo on the wall at his house growing up. I was like, oh. Did you catch that one?
No, sorry.
Oof.
I was at work when I watched this. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, there's little Mikey. Yeah. I know this is going to be shocking, but news is they've broken up.
Oh, really? I actually did not know that.
Yeah, I think they've broken up. And I don't know if she got her boob job or her tummy tuck, but I guess we'll have to see in next month's Vogue.
Yeah.
She has her modeling photos up, right? Yeah.
Well.
All right, Amanda. What do we have this week and next week and all that?
We just put out an episode of The Gilmore Girls. It was one of the worst hours of my life. And
hey, hold on. Glee was right up there, but I'm going to say bad. Glee slightly, I'm not going to say enjoyable.
Yeah. It wasn't as painful somehow?
Yes.
I kind of knew what to expect.
Gilmore Girl fans, tell us what you liked.
Yeah, Gillheads.
What? Gillheads. What is it that you actually like about that show? Because, I mean, short of needing to watch it on half speed to maybe understand all the jokes, I'm just not getting it.
We also have next week, we're doing an episode of MASH.
Yeah, like the old school, like the chopper. Yep. Maybe we'll see what all the hubbub is about.
Maybe
it's still got it.
I know what the finale is. Remember the person like twists a baby's head off or something? Like suffocate
What?
the baby. A bebe.
An actual baby? Someone twists an actual baby's? I mean, like, I know
don't know
not
if
in
they
real
twist
life.
their head off, but they're the main guy, Alan Alda, I think, right? He's like having like PTSD, and he's like remembering this moment where he was like on a bus with a bunch of people, and some woman was holding a chicken, and they were like hiding. So and everyone was like, "You need to shut that chicken up." So she like kills the chicken.
Okay.
Then he remembers that it's actually a bebe. It was actually her own bebe.
Oh,
hilarious!
God.
What a hilarious way to end the series.
Tell you who did watch MASH. A little lady called His Donna Rides on Instagram. I bet she was a huge
definitely loves
MASH head.
MASH
Yep.
head. We're doing MASH. What else are we doing next week? People are recommending stuff like for our, because now we don't have adults adopting adults anymore.
Yes, we need recommendations because Danny and whoever
fucked
it all up for us. Yep, that's right. I'm being a hypocrite saying the F word.
Right.
So we're taking suggestions.
And we're going to be on Real Housewives recaps with Jen.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. And we're going to be doing the episode The Real May. The Real May. Second City. And I'm also going to be on Justine's podcast next week too.
Okay.
The Shore Store.
All right. And then we'll have Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And
the reunion with Joan.
That's right. We're going vintage as well with Sister Wives. Season 1, Episode 3.
Yep.
And I am totally blanking on did I assign you something?
House of Carters.
I assigned you House of Carters. That's right. Okay. We're losing steam here.
All right.
We're like Ximena after a night of drinking. We got to go back to bed.
But we're all adults, guys. So bye-bye.